Birth order can have a lot to do with complicated relationships. Joining me is Jeffrey Kluger. He's the author of The Sibling Effect. And Jeffrey, there have been studies about birth order before. Yours a little bit different. Explain it.
Well, scientists have been looking at birth order for a while, but in a whole lot of ways now we're finding a lot of interesting new details about just how profoundly we are affected by the simple fact of what order we pop out of the womb. Firstborns, for example, according to a Norwegian study, may have a 3-point IQ advantage over secondborns, who may in turn have a 1.5 IQ advantage over thirdborns. Things do flatten out a little bit after that, but still the advantage is considerable. Firstborns may be physically bigger than secondborns. It may not be any coincidence that even among two great physical specimens, Peyton and Eli Manning, Peyton's got an inch in height on Eli, and that can make a bit of a difference in throwing over the outstretched arms of onrushing linebackers. Firstborns tend to be overrepresented in CEO suites, according to a new study. There are simply more of them. Firstborns are overrepresented in Congress. There are simply more of them in Congress as well. 21 of the first 23 American astronauts were either firstborns or singletons. Lastborns tend to be funnier. They tend to be more charismatic. They tend to be more charming. This is called what psychologists call a low-power strategy. You have to learn how to charm and disarm so you don't get slugged in the playroom. And middleborns do tend to be a little bit more lost in the thickets. They tend to have lower self-esteem issues, but they also tend to forge better relationships and social networks outside the home simply because their needs aren't getting met quite as well in the home.
Now, does it matter if it's girl, boy, if it's also a gender issue?
That's a great question. There's a chapter in the book on favoritism, which is also in this week's Time magazine. Kids who, the firstborn and the lastborn are likeliest to be the favorite, but the middleborn does get a break when that born is the only one of one sex, boy, girl, or girl, boy, girl, as one of the people I spoke to, one of the researchers I spoke to said, if a child is unique for any reason, particularly gender, that child's going to get special attention and investment.
This is fascinating stuff. I mean, truly, I wish we had more time to talk about this, and because I think whether you have children or, you know, we're all children, right? I'm the youngest. I have lots of charisma, I guess. And so
you absolutely do.
I can't wait to read this book. Thank you, and it's getting so much attention right now. As you mentioned, Time magazine doing an article. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us.
Well, thank you for having me.
It is called The Sibling Effect, and you can get it at any bookstore. Riverhead Books, we thank for that satellite time today.